भाइयों
18-19 तारीख
18-19 तारीख
All right, well, final thoughts. I want to come to you.
ये पप्परा
Final thoughts from you.
Final
before we
thoughts.
get back into it.
वो गाने पे एडिट बनाना चाहता हूँ रे बाइक और कार वगैरह के साथ मस्त गाना है ना कैसे चीज़ डे 4 ऑफ कम बैक लेट्स गो अर्जुन भाई थैंक यू $2 जैसा ओजी ने भी डे 2 पे फाड़ दिया था वैसे गॉड लाइक भी फाड़ेगी क्या बोला पावर अरे उसको मैंने वो लास्ट मिरामार के मैच के लिए बोला था कि वोडा वाला वैसा आज के दिन अपन अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते मैंने उसको यही बोला कि राउंडों में 10 पॉइंट मिनिमम निकालना और पंप करा थोड़ा मस्त खेले और जोन थोड़ा साथ नहीं दिया जनरली 3-4 गेम बाकी वो लास्ट में थोड़ा पॉइंट ज्यादा आ सकते थे मैंने उसको बोला बाकी वो लड़का बोला कर लेगा कल राउंडो में टारगेट है हेवी पॉइंट्स निकालने का मैंने बोला 10 से नीचे बात ही मत करना 10 मिनिमम चाहिए बोला 10 क्या 10 से ज्यादा निकालेंगे लव स्नाइपर लव फ्रॉम गोवा थैंक यू तन्मय थैंक यू द 40 उनका भी गोल वही है डायरेक्ट फाइनल्स यहीं से जाने का उनको सर्वाइवल नहीं खेलना है अपनी टीम को ज्यादा दिखाते नहीं स्क्रीन पर शुभम भाई ऐसा नहीं होता ऐसा कोई स्पेसिफिक टीम को टारगेट करके नहीं दिखा रहे वो लोग भी न्यूट्रली दिखा रहे हैं ज्यादा फाइट्स होती है स्पेक्टेटर एक ही बार में जो दिखा रहा है वो बराबर ही है ऐसा कुछ ऐसा नहीं है कि जानबूझ के नहीं दिखा रहे ऐसा कुछ नहीं है ब्रो अभी तक पूरा टूर्नामेंट में ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस नहीं हुआ लेट्स गो अरे नारुतो भाईगन चकले लगा देगा चीजें आप स्पोर्ट्स में कमबैक कब कर रहे हैं प्लीज मैं वैलोरेंट मोबाइल का वेट कर रहा था बट भाईगन वेट करते करते 3 साल होने आ गया आया नहीं यार 20 प्लस आ जाए तो मजा आएगा अरे 20 पॉइंट आ गए तो फिर कंफर्म समझ लो अपने को 10 पॉइंट तो मिनिमम चाहिए 10 के नीचे बात नहीं कर सकते राउंडो में सच्ची बता रहा हूँ राउंडो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है लव फ्रॉम वाइजैक सम तेलुगु सॉन्ग्स प्लीज रुइनर भाई थैंक यू $2 तेलुगु प्लीज ఈ రోజు 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 గేమ్ లో 6 లేదు గాడ్ లైక్ ఉంది ఏ బ్రో బ్రో తగ్గట్లేరా 6 గేమ్ లో అన్న మనంకి మినిమం రౌండ్లో ఫస్ట్ 10 పాయింట్స్ కావాలన్నా లేకపోతే ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది చంపేస్తాం ఈరోజు గాడ్ లైక్ వాడు చంపేస్తాం లాబీలో लाइक करो चैट जितने भी लोग मेक श्योर लाइक सबसे ओपी तेलुगु अरे भाई अपना इसी चाहिए मिनिमम ఉంటుంది ले 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 समझ में नहीं आ रहा कोई सीन कर मैं बोला 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 नंबर को तेलुगु में आरू बोलते मैंने बोला कि आरू नहीं है गॉड लाइक है सोल के पबजी मैच कब से बीजीएम में चालू हो गया शायद ना आज से क्या कल से भाभी की याद आती है पीएमडब्ल्यूएल में क्या मारता था आईजीएल तो आयुष भाई अपना आरू भी मारा ना भाई फ्रैगर है आईजीएल बन के एनएस जैसा गन पावर किसी का नहीं है राइट नाउ वाइटलिटी नहीं देखेगा भाई आप एनएस का 4v4 बहुत स्ट्रांग है ब्रो एनएस चैंपियन टीम है वर्ल्ड चैंपियन टीम है ब्रो जब तक स्ट्रीम चालू हो रहा तब तक वो शॉटगन का बताओ ना अरीना में कैसा किया उसने टाइटन भाई थैंक यू 100 यारो एक तो मजा आ गया आज लेट्स गो मैक्सी भाई थैंक यू 40 तो कल जो मेरे ब्रॉडकास्ट में उनको मालूम रहेगा कल मैं जरा ट्रेनिंग ग्राउंड में ट्राई कर रहा था शॉटगन न्यू जॉब अप्लाई कर रहा हूँ विश्मिला गणपति पप्पा मोरे अभी वाला जॉब से परेशान हो भाई हो जाएगा अच्छा जॉब मिलेगा जहाँ पे तुमको सुकून मिले मेंटली और पैसा भी दबा के कमो एक्स गेमर भाई हो जाएगा तो शॉटगन का मैं बोल रहा हूँ कल जो फेडरल भाई ने जो चलाया वो शॉटगन का मैं देखा गेम में जाके कि नहीं तो स्कोपिन करके क्यों चला रहा था उसके बहुत फायदे भी है रे पब्लिक ट्राई कर रहा था द रीजन ही वाज कोपिंग इन सो फास्ट आफ्टर एवरी शॉट इज उससे रीसेट टाइम सही मिलता दूसरी चीज बुलेट स्प्रेड कम होता एक्यूरेट शॉट पड़ते एंड आपकी मूवमेंट भी फास्ट रहती तो ये सारे एडवांटेजेस है जो जिस तरीके से वो शॉटगन चलाया था एंड आप ट्राई कर सकते हो जेन्युइनली ट्राई करके अगर आपने मास्टर कर लिया बट आई फील लाइक जब मैं स्कोप टैप वाला हूं ना मैं लड़का जो टैप स्कोप वाला हूं वो लड़का शायद स्कोप होल्ड पे खेलता है तो अगर आप स्कोप होल्ड पे खेलोगे एक गोली मारने के अंदर ऑटोमेटिकली वो जैसा उसका मूवमेंट हो रहा है ना वो मैच कर सकते हैं बट टैप पे भी मैं कर पा रहा था थोड़ा वही है कि ज्यादा दोनों तरफ टैप करने से स्क्रीन ज्यादा शेक होती तो वो अगर आप प्रैक्टिस के लिए ऐसा नहीं है कि टैप स्कोप पे भी आप नहीं कर पाओ ऐसा कुछ नहीं है आप टैप वाले स्कोप पे भी कर सकते हो उसको मास्टर इट्स ऑल अबाउट कि भाई उसने भी उतनी प्रैक्टिस करी इस वजह से उसका इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट है तो आप भी प्रैक्टिस करके कर सकते हो भाई एंड इट हैज जेन्युइन एडवांटेजेस अगर आप S12 की अगर शॉटगन अगर स्कोप इन करे मार रहे हो तो आपकी मूवमेंट थोड़ी स्लो होती है एंड स्प्रेड भी बुलेट एक्यूरेसी वगैरह भी थोड़ा कंपेयर टू व्हाट ही इज डूइंग उससे कम है। तो जो वो चीज कर रहा है हर शॉट के बाद स्कोप खोल रहा है बट वो स्कोप पूरा खोलने नहीं दे रहा है, उसके बाद ही तुरंत दूसरा शॉट मार दे रहा है। तो वो जो चीज है उससे एक्यूरेसी आपकी शॉटगन की वो बेटर हो रही। आपका रीसेट पॉइंट जो है, रीसेट टाइम जो है वो भी आपको बहुत मिनिमल मिल रहा, मतलब बहुत अच्छा है, ज्यादा ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लग रहा रीसेट होने आपको। मूवमेंट भी फास्ट है रही और बुलेट स्प्रेड भी कम हो रहा। तो वो एकदम क्लोज जब रहेगा ना आप, एकदम क्लोज, तब सही है। मतलब जैसे कि, और वो कौन सी फाइट्स में सही है पता है। और एक चीज, ऐसा नहीं कि आप हर एक फाइट में वो शॉटगन वाला जो वो करता है वो करो, हर एक चीज में नहीं कर सकते। आप किसी कवर वाले बंदे को मारने जा रहे हो ना, मतलब नॉर्मल रिज नहीं है, आप कवर टू कवर मारने जा रहे हो ना, अगर आपके राइट में बंदा है आप लेफ्ट साइड से पुश कर रहे हो, तब ये चीज करना बहुत और बेनिफिट है। या आप राइट साइड से जा रहे हो तब आपको ऑलरेडी राइट साइड का पीक एडवांटेज होता है, मतलब राइट साइड से फाइट लेते हो ऑलवेज बेटर होती है। बट अगर लेफ्ट साइड से अगर आप फाइट लेने जा रहे हो तब अगर आप ये करते हो तो आपके लिए एडवांटेज है, मतलब एडवांटेज मतलब आपके लिए प्लस पॉइंट भी है। और रिज वाली फाइट में आप ये सब नहीं कर सकते। कभी आप अगर रिज पे फाइट कर रहे हो, रिज पे मिरामार जैसी रिजेस पे फाइट होती है, ऊपर नीचे, नीचे से ऊपर मार रहे हो, ऊपर से नीचे मार रहे हो रिज पे, तब ये सब वो भी नहीं करेगा। ये सब जो वो किया मूवमेंट, वो सबसे ज्यादा उसका फायदा उठाने का वो ये, जब आप किसी कवर वाले बंदे को लेफ्ट से मारने जा रहे हो, लेफ्ट से जब मारने जा रहे हो ना, तब बहुत बेनिफिट है उस चीज का। तो मास्टर करो, उस चीज को मास्टर करो, बहुत सही है, ट्राई करना चाहिए। न्यू टीम बनाई है वेक्सोरियन स्पोर्ट्स, वेक्सोरियन स्पोर्ट्स नाम किया, क्या बात है यारो। चलो अगली ईडब्ल्यूसी की टीम आ गई अपनी चैट में, लियो para para ra para ra। ऑल द बेस्ट यार वेक्सोरियन। लाइक करो, सब्सक्राइब मारो। आई प्ले लोकल टूर्नामेंट बीजीएमआई बिग फैन, क्या बात है, थैंक यू सो मच यार, मींस अ। न्यू टीम बनाई डब्ल्यू 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 रे। आज समझ से बात हुई, पंप कर दिया पूरा डब्ल्यू रे शेज। फ्रॉम गुजराती, गुजराती सॉन्ग हो जाए, गाएंगे यार, थैंक यू तो 179। स्पाइडरमैन ब्रांड न्यू देखा क्या, पेरिस में देखने का प्लान है मेरा। शशांक थैंक यू तो 100 यार, बिग शॉट आउट यू। देसी भाई 179 के लिए थैंक यू। पीएमडब्ल्यूएल में सैनोक में बीटीआर को पेला था डीपी से लियो। अरे यार क्या क्या याद दिला रहा। आज सोल टॉप 5 कंफर्म करेगी, सोल टॉप 5 कंफर्म करेगी आदित्य भाई। हाँ, मम्मी को बोलना नजर उतारे आपकी, इंस्टा यूट्यूब सब जगह छाए हो भाई। अभी आप बहुत अच्छा लगता है आपकी स्ट्रीम देखकर। गुड वाइब्स। कल कैसे, कल जैसे भेजे ये यहाँ से, हम आज 3 लाख लाइक क्रॉस होगा आज। शिवम भाई थैंक यू 200 यारो। आप लोग अगर, आप लोग ही उतार दो ना रे नजर।
But
एक काम करो, सारे के सारे ऐसा मेरी शक्ल को देखो और ऐसे करके, ऐसे थोड़ा, अरे वहां के 9 9 कट के टूटे। आप लोग बताओ कितने टूट रहे, नजर उतार दो, ऐसे नजर वाले इमोजी डाल दो। लियो, बप्पा है रे अपने साथ, अच्छा काम करेंगे तो बप्पा किसी की नजर लगने नहीं देंगे।
window, but I always close, don't see it.
तुम प्यार करने वाली की अच्छी नजर लगेगी
Like
मेरे
I
को, बुरी
hate
नजर नहीं
changing
लगेगी।
me like as a person.
Para
like
para
everything.
para ra।
I became the man I am today because
तेरा
of my
para ra
career,
para ra।
because the people was by my side. So like
लाइक करो, लाइक करो, लाइक करो, लाइक करो, 2 मिनट में
everything
चालू हो रहा
in
पब्लिक। सब्सक्राइब मारो, 2.51 मिलियन की तरफ बढ़ते हुए, 2.6 मिलियन की तरफ बढ़ते हुए। अरे यार एक चीज हो गई अभी, मैं ना लास्ट ईयर एंड ईयर के एपिसोड में बोला था 2.5 मिलियन पे करूंगा शूट, नया एपिसोड। तुम लोग 2.5 मिलियन इतनी जल्दी करा दिए कि माँ की आँख। अभी सीन ऐसा है ना यारो, जितने भी लोग देख रहे हैं जो एक्चुअल में मेरा कंटेंट फॉलो करते हैं, जो स्ट्रीमिंग में नए हैं मेरे चैनल पे, मैं बहुत सारा कंटेंट भी करता हूँ चैनल पे, जाके देखोगे अपने। हाँ, कॉफी नीचे गिरी। तो अपने ब्लॉगिंग वगैरह और जो अपन कंटेंट क्रिएट करते हैं उस पर बहुत दबा के व्यूज आते हैं अपने, क्योंकि अपन अच्छा काम करते हैं इसके लिए। तो आप लोग वो भी चेकआउट कर सकते हैं। तो वो चेकआउट करने के लिए, अनिल भाई, तो वो चेकआउट करने के लिए आप वीडियो सेक्शन में जाओ। तो फियर एंड वियर मेरी एक आईपी है जो मैं इस साल चालू किया था, 4 एपिसोड डालने वाला हूँ, चौथा एपिसोड आने वाला है। इसको कॉफी को निकाल के दो, अरे कपड़ा दो ना, इधर गिर गया देखो। तो उसका 5वां एपिसोड जो है, सॉरी 4th एपिसोड जो है वो डालने के लिए ना मेरे को शूट करना पड़ेगा, बट वो शूट मैं कब तक नहीं कर पाऊंगा मालूम, 14 सितंबर तक। कई को पूछो, तुम्हारा भाई अपनी लाइफ का एक बहुत बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट शूट करने जा रहा है। लास्ट वीक ऑफ अगस्त से लेके मैं 12-15 दिन गायब रहूंगा, गणपति बप्पा के टाइम पे आऊंगा। कुछ बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट शूट करने जा रहा हूं, तो उसके बाद ही मैं फियर एंड जेयर शूट कर पाऊं, वैसा सीन है। बाकी कल एक बहुत स्पेशल काम के लिए जा रहा हूं। कल मैं कहीं ट्रैवल कर रहा हूं, ऐसे तो हैदराबाद ही जा रहा हूं, बट कल मैं एक बहुत स्पेशल चीज करने जा रहा हूं। बहुत स्पेशल चीज करने जा रहा हूं कल। विशाल कहां गया? विशाल भाई को दूसरी जगह जॉब लग गई अच्छी। विशाल भाई गए तो अनिल भाई आ गए हमारे। भैया मेरा पेट प्रोडक्ट्स का स्टोर है। क्या बात है WRO ब्यूटी भाई, इसी मंथ में 3 मिलियन हो रहे। राघव भाई थैंक यू 40। बट जो प्रोजेक्ट मैं करने जा रहा हूँ ना भाई, वो प्रोजेक्ट अगर चल गया ना ब्रो, तो मैं हैवी पुश मिलेगा मेरे को, मतलब 1-2 लाख सब्सक्राइबर बढ़ जाएंगे। वो सितंबर में आएंगे उनके वीडियो।
दिक्कत है
जट हूं थैंक यू $300 सुपर चैट मिस कितना होए बाजी चढ़ती गल्ला
स्पोर्ट वर्ल्ड कप
हैदराबाद आ रहे भैया। यस
मुजर
इधर भी बस डन। थैंक यू। आपको क्या लगता है इंडियन टीम एक सेकंड को चालू हो गया शायद? नहीं। आपको क्या लगता है इंडियन टीम को फाइनल तक पहुंचने के लिए अप्रिशिएट कर रहे हैं, सैटिस्फाई होना चाहिए या IWC जीतने का मैनिफेस्ट करना चाहिए? टॉप 5 का मैनिफेस्ट करना चाहिए। टॉप 5 का मैनिफेस्ट करना चाहिए, मतलब आप सबको 100% टॉप 5 का मैनिफेस्ट करना चाहिए फाइनल्स में। टॉप 5 में फर्स्ट, सेकंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ, फिफ्थ किधर भी, बट टॉप 5 का 100% मैनिफेस्ट करना चाहिए। शादी अरे नहीं, ब्लॉग बनाऊंगा देख लेना। दैट इज बिगेस्ट चिकन कर्नाटका एंड वर्थ फूड पिक में गेट अ जॉब इंजीनियर मी यू हैव अ जॉब टू रिकमेंड। एक सेकंड इन्हें बोल रहा है इसके डैड बिगेस्ट चिकन एक्सपोर्टर है इन कर्नाटका एंड वर्थ 412 करोड़ रुपए। he kicked me to get a job. Do you have a job to recommend? I send my resume. पक 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 माँ की क्योंकि घर में, अरे क्या बात। ए बबली इन्हें बॉटल में उतार रहा। मैं भी बचपन में ऐसे बोलता था स्कूल में, हमारे पापा के पास फॉर्च्यूनर है, बुलेट है, हाँ मॉडिफाइड साइलेंसर के साथ फॉर्च्यूनर में घूमते हम लोग। ये सब मैं भी बोला अपने दोस्तों को, ठीक है ब्रो। 412 करोड़। मैं भी बचपन में बहुत फेंकता था ब्रो, अरे हक से फेंकता था भाई, भयंकर फेंकता था ब्रो। क्या मजाक कर रहे क्या? अच्छा लगता था फेंकने में, उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। इन्हें तो भाईगन बॉटल में उतार रहा, मतलब बम डाल रहा, सीधा बमा डाल रहा भाईगन। 412 करोड़ का देख, पूरे कर्नाटका में चिकन इनका ही जा रहा। ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता बाप, तू ऐसा तो नहीं बाप। तो जब बैंगलोर आया मिला कहीं को नहीं, 412 पर 10 करोड़ रुपए रख के भेज देता था कोई गाड़ी एयरपोर्ट पे। मैच टाइम 4:20। मरफा होगा आज, सीडी हुआ तो फाइनल्स में होगा मरफा फुल पावर। आतंकी PMPL में पहला था, हमेशा कंसिस्टेंट था। आतंकी शुरू से कंसिस्टेंट है भाई, एंडी के टाइम से ही। सिंगापुर आ जाओ, वो आएंगे भाई, सिंगापुर आएंगे भाई। ले कल 200 रुपए सुपर चैट मिस किया चीचा, काट लिया लेकिन सेंड नहीं हुआ। अरे कोई दिक्कत नहीं, आहे तासुम थैंक यू द 40। आमिर भाई थैंक यू द 40 लियो। लद्दाख जा रही का चीचा, इस साल नहीं जा रहा रे, अगले साल। बाकी 13 तारीख को जिस दिन अपने को हॉलीडे, अरे हॉलीडे बोल रहा हूँ रे, मतलब वॉच पार्टी से ब्रेक है। उस दिन मैं गाड़ी का PPF वगैरह कराने जाऊंगा। फाइनल में कितने मैच हो गए? 12 या 18? 18 मैच 3 दिन, 6 दिन, 6 मैचेस पर डे। कैसे हो चीज़? एकदम बढ़िया। ये पब्लिक जरा सब्सक्राइब मारो ना यारो। गोल लगाता हूँ उनको। आज तो लाइक का गोल लगाओ, सब्सक्राइब का गोल लगाओ। बताओ आज किसका गोल लगाओ, सब्सक्राइब या लाइक? ऐसा कौन करता रे?
The bestest team, the most aggressive team, the greediest team have always split on greater field. I cannot believe it. But more than that, they won the next Miramar as well, Colaris.
Yeah, they did.
Let's help you out here a little bit.
All right, it doesn't matter anyway. We've got the bubble teams as well. You've got Godlike, you've got S2G, Yangon Galacticos. They're really going to need to put
into PMWC at EWC 26 is just the group stages, and we are already breaking records. Not only did we get a 29 elimination game out of E-Arena yesterday, we also got Vitality getting more points in one day than Forthrise was able to do in 2 days with 108 points. And with all the watch parties, shout out to the record-breaking men, Snacks Gaming, breaking records, keep it up, bye. But now it's time we get started, because today, at the end of the day, I got Neptura, Maxman, 7WG, glad to be here. We're going to be sending 5 teams to the finals, and 3 teams are going to be going home, and the rest will go to survival.
It is so true. It all comes down to today. I mean, kind of, we already know one of the teams that's going in, so we got to just figure out which of the other 16 or 15 teams get to go through to those finals. And yeah, we will be saying goodbye to 3. Kind of feels like we kind of know who those are going to be as well, but because of the point sponge we've been seeing yesterday, maybe it's still all to play for.
Yeah, I mean, right now you're looking at Group A. The point threshold to get into the top 5 was 88 points. I think because of the Vitality effect, it's going to be quite significantly lower, so we'll see. But anyways, a few tricks. That was terrible, but anyways, no, I'm very excited for today. But actually, looking at the top 5, there aren't that many slots there aren't that many slots available right now, so it's going to be a true race for the few slots that now remain here in this event.
It will be close for all these squads, honestly, if we're taking a look at it when we get a chance to look at the overall. But for everybody currently watching, don't forget to use that social media hashtag EWC and EWC26. You guys have been sharing a lot of awesome stuff. I can't wait to see if we can finally end up possibly sharing some here on the studio with you guys. And make sure you check out the EWC Play app and do your predictions, because our predictions have actually, somebody's predictions have been spot on, and it's none other than Lace. We'll get a chance to talk to her later on. But if we got to start talking about Vitality. This squad has just been on an absolute tear, Neptura.
They have. It was so fun to watch. I know everybody at home had a great time watching it.
108 पॉइंट्स के साथ
उसी पे मैं आने वाला था, बिकॉज अभी हमारे जो फैंस हैं वो सेलिब्रेट तो कर रहे होंगे, इनफैक्ट थोड़ा सा खुश होंगे कि चलिए टीम एटलीस्ट टॉप 5 के अंदर है। बट ओशन, ये लीडर बोर्ड अभी भी बहुत ज्यादा वॉलेटाइल है। आप देखिए सिर्फ 37 पॉइंट्स और आप टॉप 5 के अंदर हैं।
और इसका ये भी मतलब बनता है कि आप S2G और यांगॉन गैलेक्टिकोस को बिल्कुल भी कम नहीं आंक सकते। अगर आज उनका पहला गेम बेहतरीन चले जाता है तो कहानी बहुत ज्यादा पलट जाएगी। तो ऐसे में सोचा तो यही गया होगा कि गॉडलाइक के प्लेयर्स के लिए सबसे बड़ा खतरा उनके ऊपर के नाम तो है ही नहीं। ये अरीना पहले गेम के अंदर पॉइंट्स निकाले, बाकी सारे गेम्स के अंदर पॉइंट्स नहीं निकाल पाए उतने टोटल हो करके भी, तो नीचे वाली टीम्स ही बड़ा खतरा है। तो गॉडलाइक को अपने आगे वाले नामों के से थोड़ा सा सावधान रहना है, लेकिन जो उनके पीछे वाले नाम है उनको अपनी कंपटीशन नहीं बनने देना है।
जी बिल्कुल, और कंपटीशन की बात करें तो सेकंड पेज पे अल्फा 7 थी, उनको भी अभी आप इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते, दे कैन कैच अप एट एनी टाइम। लेकिन एक और कंपटीशन अभी हमारा साथ में चल रहा है, एंड दैट इज द EWC क्लब चैंपियनशिप। अब अभी हाल फिलहाल में क्लब चैंपियनशिप का जो लीडर बोर्ड है उसमें हमने एक चेंज देखा। पिछले कुछ दिनों से हम देख रहे थे टीम फैल्कन्स जो थी वो यहाँ पे चार्ज लीड कर रही थी, बट कल आफ्टर व्हाट हैपेंड इन द वर्ल्ड ऑफ टेकन 8, AG ऑल गेमर्स की जो लाइनअप है उन्होंने क्लब चैंपियनशिप पे फर्स्ट पोजीशन अपने नाम कर ली है। और अब बस देखना ये है कि क्या फैल्कन्स जो अपनी हैट्रिक पूरी करने वाली थी, EWC के इतिहास की हिस्ट्री ही इतनी आइकॉनिक स्टार्ट हो चुकी है विद द क्लब विनिंग बैक टू बैक। We were hoping to see it happen thrice. Also, we were also hoping to see कि क्या कोई उन्हें रोक पाएगा। And now the question is all gamers going to be that club? But जो नए दर्शक जुड़ रहे हैं वो जानना चाहते हैं कि ये किस हिसाब से क्लब चैंपियनशिप फंक्शन करती है। Well, here is the explainer.
$75 million, 25 tournaments, over 200 clubs, only one club champion. The club championship is the beating heart of the Esports World Cup. Over 7 weeks, esports clubs send their players to compete. Every placement, every win, every podium earns points for their club. At the end of 7 weeks, every point counts. The club at the top walks away with $7 million and the title of best esports club in the world. It's not about being the best at one game. It's about being the best across all of them. Depth, versatility, consistency under pressure. One championship trophy, one title. Who will take it? Watch history unfold in Paris. at the Esports World Cup 2026.
And of course we're gonna watch history unfold इस EWC 2026 पेरिस के अंदर, और ये कहानी अनफोल्ड कैसे होती है इस पे भी हम नजर रखेंगे। बट फिलहाल वापस आते हैं PMWC की तरफ। मेजी आपसे स्टार्ट करना चाहूंगा। कुछ देर पहले हमने लीडर बोर्ड देखा, वाइटैलिटी आपने भी मेंशन किया कि कोई तोड़ ही नहीं है। 6 मैचेस के अंदर 108 पॉइंट, जितने वाइटैलिटी के फिनिश हैं दूसरे स्थान पे बैठी नोंगशिम रेड फोर्स के उतने टोटल पॉइंट्स भी अभी तक नहीं मिले हैं। कल के दिन वाइटैलिटी एंड एक्सेल इन पर्टिकुलर वो जस्ट ऑन फायर।
जी हाँ, और 2 पर्टिकुलर मैचेस के बारे में हमने बात करी थी। एक सिंगल मैच जहां पर वो 17 फिनिशेस लेकर गए थे, दूसरा मैच जहां पर वो 19 फिनिशेस लेकर गए थे। तो वो दर्शाता है कि एक सिंगल मैच में ही वो डोमिनेट नहीं कर सकते, मल्टीपल मैचेस हैं जहां पर वो डोमिनेशन करना जानते हैं। और कल के दिन पर हमने चिकन डिनर्स उनकी तरफ से देखा है, और उसके बाद एक्सेल जैसे वो डोमिनेशन करना जानते हैं। और कल के दिन पर हमने चिकन डिनर्स उनकी तरफ से देखा है, और उसके बाद एक्सेल जैसे
के उतने टोटल फिनिश नहीं है जितने एक्सेल के पास है। बट ओशन, आपके थॉट्स वाइटैलिटी के इस लाइनअप के ऊपर, देयर परफॉर्मेंस यस्टरडे?
इट्स नॉट जस्ट दैट, आई मीन मेसी की बात को ऐड ऑन ही मैं करना चाहूंगा, क्योंकि मैं पूरी तरीके से सहमत हूँ। बाकी गेम्स के अंदर भी तो टॉप थ्री ही वो टीम रहती नजर आई। छोटे मोटे पॉइंट्स हैं, लेकिन जिस तरीके से बूंद बूंद से वो गड़ा भरता है, उसी तरीके से उन्होंने पूरी कोशिश करी है। एंड इसमें एक बहुत बड़ा श्रेय जाता है एक्चुअली उनकी फाइट्स के ऊपर। अगर हम फाइट्स के अंदर जाएं, एक ऐसा मोमेंट जिसने हर किसी को चौंका के रख दिया कि फेडरलिस्ट ने ये किया क्या। हम एक्सेल की बात कर रहे हैं, बट फेडरलिस्ट यहाँ पर एक अनसंग हीरो से एक्चुअली एक ऐसा खिलाड़ी बन चुका था जिसके ऊपर हर किसी की नजर आ चुकी थी। जस्ट एग्जैक्टली हम इसके बाद वाला वो मोमेंट देखेंगे जहां फेडरलिस्ट अपनी शॉटगन लेकर के जा रहे थे। उन्होंने अपने स्प्रिंट बटन को लॉक रखा, उन्होंने स्कोप एंड होल्ड के साथ शूट किया, जिसके कारण उनके बुलेट का स्प्रेड कम हुआ। दिस वाज जस्ट अ टीजर जो इन्होंने निकाल करके सामने रखा। और इस टीजर के बाद कहानी लेकिन यहां से आगे ये आती है कि ये पहले भी अपने ग्रुप्स के अंदर पहले पायदान पर रह चुके हैं अपनी कॉम्पिटिशंस में, लेकिन जब भी फाइनल्स आए हैं तो ये टीम 12th 14th वहां कहीं खत्म किया है। लेकिन इट्स नॉट जस्ट कि फेडरलिस्ट ने ऐसा करना शुरू किया है। एफएल के ज़्यूस, जिनको हमने कुछ टाइम पहले खेलते हुए देखा था, ज़्यूस की तरफ से भी ऐसे प्रदर्शन आ रखे हैं। इनफैक्ट इनके अगेंस्ट चाइनीज रीजन की जो टीम्स हैं वो भी ऐसे क्लचेस करते हुए नजर आई हैं। वाइटैलिटी को बस पिछली बार की हुई सारी गलतियों को बदलना है, एंड मे बी जस्ट मे बी फाइनल्स के डे 1 पे कुछ अलग स्टोरी हो।
देखिए, आपने काफी आसानी से कह दिया कि पिछले कल की गलतियां बदलना है। कहना आसान है, एग्जीक्यूट करना मुश्किल है, खास तौर से जब आपके पीछे ऐसी टीम्स पड़ी हो जो आपके जितनी ही केपेबल है। और अगर सवाल ये आता है जहन के अंदर कि वाइटैलिटी को क्या कोई रोक सकता है, क्या कोई टो टू टो जा सकता है। कल एक और टीम थी जिन्होंने 2 बैक टू बैक चिकन डिनर्स निकालते, वो थी नोंगशिम रेड फोर्स। उनके परफॉर्मेंस के बारे में मेजी आपके क्या थॉट्स हैं? स्टार्ट बहुत स्लो किया था, बट उनकी रिकवरी बहुत लाजवाब थी।
मैं मानता हूं कि उनकी कंसिस्टेंसी ही है जिसकी वजह से वो टीम इतनी जानी जाती है। अगर आप उनके रीजन में उनका प्ले स्टाइल देखेंगे, इसी तरीके से है कि बहुत ज्यादा सर्वाइवल गेम खेलते हैं, बहुत लेट रोटेशन उनकी तरफ से आता है। वो जो फिनिशेस हैं उतने बड़े नंबर में वो फिनिशेस नहीं आते, पर जब तक वो कंसिस्टेंसी मेंटेन करते हैं, वो प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट आता है, थोड़े बहुत फिनिशेस आते हैं, तब तक आप अपना काम करते ही रहते हैं। और इसीलिए हम कह भी रहे हैं कि भाई आपने 6 मैचेस खेले, वहां पर आप अपने आप को 60 तक पहुंचा चुके हैं, और आज के दिन पर अगेन वही कोशिश आपको करनी है कि 30 से 35 पॉइंट्स आप निकाल कर जाएं। मुश्किल नहीं है ये एनएसआर के लिए।
बॉयज, एक चीज पूछना चाहूंगा, मतलब ये बहुत वियर्ड फीलिंग नहीं है कि एक टीम 10 पॉइंट्स पर गेम का एवरेज मेंटेन कर रही है, which we usually consider like कि चलिए ये तो बहुत ही बढ़िया है। 10 पॉइंट पर मैच is like a average with which you can win tournaments। उनसे ऊपर कोई है with 108, isn't that a little weird?
Yeah, but it's just a start। यहाँ तो हर कोई अपनी स्ट्रैटेजीज को सामने रखने की कोशिश कर रहा है। अगर आप 10 के एवरेज की बात कर रहे हैं, वेरी गुड, बट ना यहाँ से कोई जीतेगा। जहाँ पर जाकर के जीतने वाले हैं वहाँ पर तो स्मैश रूल है। नोंगशिम कैन डू दैट एज वेल।
नोंगशिम वैसा कर सकती है, लेकिन अब ये सवाल भी है कि क्या गॉड लाइक ये चीज कर सकती है, क्योंकि अभी पहला पड़ाव गेट टू द फाइनल्स, उसमें उस पड़ाव का जो जर्नी है वो स्टार्ट अच्छी हुई है। डे 1 टॉप 5 के अंदर मेजी हमने फिनिश किया, बट डे नंबर 2 प्रेशर रहेगा। S2G जैसी लाइनअप बिल्कुल आपके टोज पे, आपके जस्ट पीछे है। दे आर ट्राइंग टू कैच अप। आज के क्या थॉट्स?
देखिए मुझे ना सबसे अच्छी चीज़ लगती है कि जब इंसान को पता होता है कि वो कहाँ पर गलतियाँ कर रहे हैं और कहाँ पर सुधार करने की ज़रूरत है। कल एडमिनो का जब इंटरव्यू हुआ था उन्होंने कहा भी कि भाई हम थोड़ा एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रहे थे। एक्सपेरिमेंट वो ड्रॉप क्लैश वाला ही था जहाँ पर वो सोच रहे थे अगर फ्लाइट पाथ इस तरीके से है तो हम थोड़ा सा चले जाते हैं, क्या पता वहाँ पर वो प्लेयर नहीं पहुँचे या फिर हम पहले पहुँच जाएंगे। आज मैं मानता हूँ वो सारी चीज़ें करने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ने वाली। पर एस पावर 6 मैचेस में 10 फिनिशेस, शानदार परफॉर्मेंस इनका रहा है। एडमिनो वो भी 9 फिनिशेस के साथ मौजूद हैं। ओवरऑल एक अच्छा गेम रहा है कल के दिन पर टीम गॉडलाइक का। 6 मैचेस में 37 पॉइंट्स उतना भी बुरा नहीं है।
लेकिन बात बस यही आती है कि हाँ
PUBG Mobile Esports. Make sure you check that out. But yeah, for Alpha 7, a disappointing performance so far. They're not happy with it. They're looking to improve. But we got to talk about the Sony story of the day, which is just pure domination from Vitality. And we want to just paint a picture for this Sony story of the day because Vitality, as I've been saying, they ended up getting more points than 4 Thrives. And you can see the stats right there. What's crazy, though, is I want you to look at 4 Thrives eliminations, Neptura, because 4 Thrives were such a heavy fragging team that they still ended up getting more elims than Vitality. That's in 2 days, though.
In 2 days.
In 2 days. So yeah, 4 Thrives got 80 elims in 2 days. Vitality have 71 in 6 matches in 1 day, right? We're gonna add over to that being 108 points. So 4 Thrives got 107 points in 2 days, and Vitality have 108 in 1 day, in 1 day. That gap is astronomical. I don't think we've really seen anything like that before. It's pretty insane. I know 4 Thrives were wanting to get some wins in their group stage and they didn't, whereas Vitality were really able to capitalize on that with 2 wins, and that makes me a little bit more hopeful for them going into those finals, right? Because we do see very similar plays from them, but when it comes down to that smash rule, when it comes down to that pressure being put on them, it seems like Vitality still can win.
Max, and if we break it down a little bit more, it was the way that Vitality was just playing yesterday. A completely different playing style than everybody currently in this Group B lobby. The way that they were doing their splits, the way that they were just taking control of an area was so impressive.
I think mainly they learned from PMGO Season 1 and KMMI earlier this year. They're like, we were just too passive, not being involved in any of these fights in the discussion in some of these games. But man, they switched it up to 11-12 almost going into this one. And it's good to see not just Razy, Razak and Federales doing good, which we would really expect on the global stage, those guys to put up massive numbers. Axel came out swinging. They're chickened in on a wrangle up against Tora. Oh my goodness, Axel, the IGL, was looking like a fragger. He was a frag GL in that game. So I'm just super stoked about this team. And I just want to see this continue throughout the entirety of the event, because compared to 4 Thrives, they can actually get wins. So if they do get in the smash zone, hey, who knows, Vitality might take home that trophy.
But with that kind of lead, we usually end up seeing teams do something a little bit different. I got a chance to talk to Federales yesterday. I also got a chance to talk to Axel, and they were saying that they might end up putting one of the substitute players just to get some experience in case you never know what's going to happen in finals. And I'm completely fine with that because it's going to allow the sponge point to not be so heavy towards the top.
That's true. And you know, there's no better time to do it than now, right? Because NSR and Nongshim Renforce are in 2nd place with 60 points. There's a 48 gap lead there. And so you're looking at, yeah, this is probably the best case scenario to put a sub in. Even if it doesn't go all that well, it gives them practice without the pressure coming on through as well. So really happy to see maybe a substitute coming on in there. But for me, I'm thinking that honestly, Vitality, they are going to just want to chill out and let maybe some of the other teams like Nongshim Red Force step up a little bit.
Look, I like saying Vitality. It's a very satisfying word to say. But I love saying Hyunbin in particular because right now, I mean...
Say it again?
Hyunbin! Sorry, I'm very excited. I have to scream that word every time I say it. But like, no, the entirety of Nongshim Red Force were looking so good. And in particular, we know their drop location is farm. They go for these quick rotates on the island finishes and they get back-to-back wins on the military island finish. If it goes down south every time, it's just win, and win for the South Korean team. So I'm absolutely loving it. And in particular, it's not just XEY and also Hyunbin doing well. You saw so many great plays from So Easy in particular, Nitro. We were talking about So Easy really having some massive step-up plays. So they're just looking like the whole package right now. It's just hard to stand out when Vitality had such a good opening day, but Nongshim Red Force were playing out of their minds on day 1 of Group B.
Yeah, I do want to say that I was disappointed with Nongshim in the first two games. We saw 0 or 2 points come out of them in two games.
It's hard to stand on the first game on Mondo, right?
13 and 16th place during those first
exactly. However, I do think that they're doing just enough. They got back-to-back wins. They got a second place to finish off the day. They're doing just enough to get to those finals to make sure that they qualify, and then we'll probably see a much different team in those finals this weekend.
Hopefully we'll end up seeing a different team, and hopefully that consistency that we saw towards the second half of the day for Nongshim Red Force will be there as well. One team that ended up surprising us a lot in the way that they were able to change again was an Indian team. For Group A, we saw it with OG. For Group B, we saw it with Godlike. I know Kalari's got a chance to talk with one of the players from Godlike, so let's send it over to them.
Hi, Kalaris here. MWC for EWC 26. We're in day number 2 of Group B here, live from Paris, and I've got Admino here from Godlike to talk about some of the results from yesterday, as well as how things have been going overall. So thank you for joining me here, Admino. To start things off, looking at the results from yesterday, bit of a rougher start, but then you guys gained some traction towards the end of the day. Can you talk to me about the day as a whole and what you thought about it?
Actually, in the beginning, we tried to do some experiments, like we tried to take drop clashes and a little bit more kind of stuff that we already planned, but that didn't work in our favor, so we tried to stick on our basics and try to like go to a random drop and gather loot and everything and play a decent game, and that worked in our favor, and we performed well after the first 3 matches.
So, also, it's basically your first international tournament, right? As Godlike, and being able to play here on the stage in Paris. How have you been enjoying the experience so far? And hey, what's Paris been like?
Paris kind of good, but we haven't gone out yet because we have a tournament that we have to practice that we didn't get the device earlier, so we need to set our hands in the device. And after that, if we qualify from here, we will try to explore Paris a little bit because we will be having some off days for sure. And my team is fully pumped because it doesn't matter for us like who is playing against us and like that. We all have in our mind that we are best and we will perform good.
A big fight back for Godlike today?
For sure.
Thank you very much, Amina, for joining me here.
Thank you.
Important stuff there. Thank you, Kalaris and Admino from Godlike. But important stuff from that team, considering they are currently in 5th place. An insane performance for a first day at an international event. And something that we heard right there is they're not looking to do those hot drops anymore, which I'm happy about.
Yeah, I mean, that was great. There was 2 issues for the Indian teams, Orangutan being too passive and Godlike going for the hot drops. They changed it. They don't go for it anymore. This is a great change for all of India.
All right, well, Godlike, let's see how you're going to be doing. Once again, just to redeem myself, before we send it over to the stage, here we go. Ah, so close, but let's send it over to Barney and Luti.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue. Yesterday was the day of records. Today, we will find out who will get to the final and who will get eliminated.
That's right. Today, the reality is that dreams will end. And so that's the nature of this competition. But I can guarantee you that none of these teams will go down without a fight.
Yeah, Bunny, we've seen it before. Like, it's always the same. You can just... Standing can change in just a few good or bad games.
That's right, so whether you are at home or right here in the Port de Versailles in the heart of Paris, it is time to see who will rise above the rest and continue their journey in the PMWC. Starting with EDA Esports.
TT Project.
ETSH Esports.
World Esports.
Nongshim Red Force.
Tianba.
Dopeness.
Hustler Crew.
Alpha 7. Godlike Esports.
721 GS Esports.
Team Vitality.
S2G Esports.
Hora Esports.
And finally, your defending PMWC champs, Yangon Galacticos! Nous y voici. After just 6 games, the top 5 will make it into the finals. Some will survive, and the bottom 3 will see their key sent to the Crusher.
The level of competition on this stage is staggering. This isn't luck, it's instinct, it's preparation, and it's synergy. It's time for Group B to come to a close. Let's find out who has what it takes. Sixteen teams have patiently waited on the sidelines for their chance to shine. Players who are hungry to make a statement on the Gadia City grid.
It is time to introduce our team. ETSH Esports, Alpha 7 Esports, Team Vitality.
And finally, your defending champions of PMWC, Yangon Galacticos!
Day 3 of the PMWC group stage at EWC 2026 starts right now!
Back-to-back blows taken their way. Vitality trying to win out versus Nongshim Red Force. Yangon left with just Smile, but that might turn into a frown if they can get the angle onto him.
But Smile dropped off the top side. He's doing good work here. A grin appearing on his mouth. Now looks for one more, steps up and gets it. A 1v4 essentially for Smile.
Sleepy with a warning shot. Whoa! The buggy comes by. Close quarters engagement as Vitality looks to hold on. No fear down. More damage done.
Last left alive here, an incredible player on 9 elims this game. It's a hard fight though, a 1 versus 2. Molotov goes long, he runs straight into it though, keeps backing off into the nade. It might be lights out for Axel soon.
Oh, that's the nade to do it as Hora. They lay claim to the second chicken dinner. And we got the Alpha 7 fans in the house. Let's see if Alpha 7 can bring the thunder on the close quarters engagement. Goodbye, Milu, as Tianba get hit by the vehicle. Quick flicks coming out from A7.
And that's exactly what's happening, because you got another can of Hyunbin down south with that P90, and that is it. It's a back-to-back chicken dinner on the side of Nongshim Red Force.
Live on top of the tables and beating a 2-day performance from Group A.
What a shutdown, 108
points in 6 matches. Oh yes, oh yes. Another day of competition here as things get loud. Hot Jigs in a building right next to me, and of course it's me, Jackie Powers, in the commentary booth. And we're going to be getting loose and waxing lyrical today, Jukes, because we get some more teams popping off with some big plays here at PUBG Mobile.
Oh, and man, talking about big plays, yesterday was absolutely insane. That's the only word I can say. The question is who's getting second place today,
True.
right? Yeah, who's getting second place? Who's getting into the top 5? Because you want to punch that ticket straight to the finals. No messing around today.
No, man, it's going to be big. It's going to be exciting. You know, back when we got into Group A, right, we were thinking, wow, we're being spoiled for some of the runs we're seeing for these teams, the points we're accumulating over such a short space of time. Yeah, well, forget about that. Group B's been a whole different beast, buddy. What was going on yesterday, man?
Dude, I mean, it's like everything went just in a wild situation. We had a world record. Everything went just in a wild situation. We had a world record. Everything went just in a wild situation. We had a world record. Everything went just in a wild situation. We had a world record. Everything went just in a wild situation. We had a world record. Everything went just in a wild situation. We had a world record. Everything went just in a wild situation. We had a world record. Everything went just in a wild situation. We had a world record. We're going to see most likely some monster squads in that survival stage.
Oh, we are indeed. We are indeed. And of course, that's in reality, if you're able to push through, live on to fight for the survival stage, have a chance to make it to finals. Our teams that are crowned strong enough will go right through here from Group B, joining some of the best from Group A. And then again, Jukes, we've got to crush those keys and say bye-bye to 3 of our squads.
Ooh, yeah, 3 teams going home today. So you got to make sure that you put everything on the line. But it's time, folks. Here we go. Match number 1 of the second and last day of Group B and our group stage. Let's get it going.
Is that all we got, Paris? Can we get a little bit louder than that?
Let's go.
There we go. Getting fired up in the building. Live from EWC 26 for PMWC as we get into our opening game.
And it's none other than Rondo. All I know is that now I just want to see stadium finishes every single day going forward. But I don't think we're going to see that here. I don't even know if we'll ever see a 39-point game ever, right? But who knows?
That was history, bro.
That was history.
Crazy.
That was history. But let's see what's going to happen here now. Teams are starting to pop out. I wonder which squads did their homework, because in Group A, we saw some squads finds those recall players, take some teams out early, right? So I wonder if we're going to see that here. I wonder what's on the mindset of Team Vitality today, because they're a lock, right? They're going to the grand finals. Today could be a great day for them to make some tweaks, some adjustments, even take some risks, right? Like, hey, this is our weakness. Let's work on it here and now, so that way we're prepped, ready, so we can get that big $1.7 million prize pool in the finals.
Well, for some of our sides that struggled yesterday, can they come alive even more? We're straight into it with a classic battle. Neox starts us off as the shots are coming through. Swinging the blade immediately there, mate.
Obscure knifing some players here. Alpha 7, a team everybody's got their eyes on today. And we got the Wolves, who were able in the final games yesterday to push themselves out of that bottom 3. And now they're facing some Titans in this lobby. You got ETSH, that's a squad that needs to put something in here. Now you got EA as well. Just fights happening all over the place, and they got to happen here pretty quickly, because this is a very Southern Circle effect. Barely getting those shots through that little tiny angle, but oh, that one was a good one. Effect making it happen here with the S12K 1v2. That's how you do it.
The Arena having a bit of a struggle start there on the drop in towards Neox, looking to get that early point accumulated off the back of it. And TT happy to take those duels quite comfortably. 3 Elim points to start us off. Obviously, Rondo's Rondo, so don't worry. There'll be a lot more action yet to come.
Oh, yeah. Non-stop action here. You can see 721 GS getting a knock there onto ETSH. That's actually a very important fight here because oh wow, there we go. Fajita turning up the heat, making us proud. You can see down on the bottom left, Alpha 7 crowd always so hyped, excited for their team here. They're not too far away from that top 5. Game right here could definitely put them in a good spot. Meanwhile, you got Nasser. He's got that S12K in hand. He is ready for it. Oh, he's in the wide open though. He's got to be careful. Never mind. Rehan said, let's go find another angle.
Oh, swing outs quick as well. That's a nice connection on the doorway. Off-ankle play for Fajita, seeing if he can do too much more from this. They're going to try and bait him in, close the door, and keep him guessing. Rest of the squad going down in the meanwhile, though. Oh, Jukes! The bouncing headshot. Hello.
That's what I'm talking about. Jumping and from the top ropes, able to hit that shot and save his squad. So 721GS should be able to get a full reset here. ETSH quick on that recall, their recall player not messing around here. But we're gonna see these teams really get set up and good to go. Yangon Galacticos only have that single player up, taking a little bit of time here to get that recall in.
Yeah, the Yangon crew quite far out. All the way over towards Horror.
Oh,
that's really get to the recall either, bro.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering. I was like, where is he? And it looks like that's actually something we should actually take a look at because Romeo is going to be heading towards TT Project Niaz to try and get his recall in for his team. And that would be a devastating loss for Young Galacticos to go out right here, considering that they are right there on that cutoff in 6th place.
Yeah, didn't have the best run of things yesterday in some of the matches, so if this is the way they start things off, it could be very uncomfortable. We'll give you the context of that one if it happens. In the meantime, it's still a rotation for Romeo. Like Duke said, though, Neo's in position to try to defend against that recall. Could be awkward. We'll stick with the fight we got here, though. Vitality. The Kings yesterday. But can they keep it up right now? Clash versus Dopeness, back and forth blows. Axel going down as well. He was a key piece of the puzzle, already removed. Oh, this is not what you want, Jukes.
Ken G running wide out in the open there, getting that shot. Very, very nice on the side of Dopeness. And that is how you get it done. Now, it does look that, like, Young Galacticos Romeo was avoiding that fight. He saw TT Project there. He ends up going, most likely, all the way down to Long Ho. And he should be able to get that res for his squad. The circle is on the south side here. We got Nongshan Red Force all the way in the north. Things are finally starting to settle down a little bit. Actually, never mind. It's the Wolves versus Alpha 7. And Elementrix getting caught out with that nade. Obscure holding this angle, waiting for someone to cross. Oh, but here comes Godlike.
Oh, Godlike got that nice nade off the top side from Adamino. Up close and personal, they're taking the fight to Alpha 7 as well. Battling both of these squads simultaneously. It'll be a great start for Godlike. Jukes. Get some early energy into today's games. Oh, boy!
Wow, throwing that nade up the stairs, catching him off. Necessary's holding those angles. He's doing those tight peaks in a 1v2 situation. It's Godlike, too strong to defeat, and they are looking to be the kings of Neox Factory.
Oh, S-Power's fired up as well, dude. From one fight to the next.
He's like, what's that over there?
Sight, dude.
What's over there behind that tree, huh? Throwing them nades. Has he had the arm to get him? That looks good. Ah, it's like a little short. Runs out in the open, man. Godlike Esports not playing today.
The flick on that, bro. S-Power's fired up today.
Yes, he is. Already getting some good solid points. That's 6 on the side of Godlike. That puts them in a good solid position in 5th place. And this is the thing, if Godlike win this game, what is that gonna look like for these leaderboards? That's gonna be a massive, massive gap between 5th and 6th place.
That's the thing, the artificial barrier right now. It's very fine margin, so many point vacuums on towards the top spots. If Godlike can start out and really give themselves the best case scenario to bolster their points, could change the flow of things. That's Romeo from Yangon Galacticos, obviously went down very early, had to go for the rotate around and get his team back.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. You got to make sure you hit that recall tower real quick. S2G got to hit them plays, though. Rihan getting that thirst. Yes, indeed. And you can see Masco got that heel off and shuts him down. That is how you do it there. So 7-2-1 making it happen. But you know what else? You guys can make it happen in game with the lucky spin that's coming out, guys. Make sure you guys get in there, hit that draw, and you can get some of those insane PMWC tournament sets. Meanwhile, 7-2-1 GS gets a nice knock there on the S-Power. Godlike really looking to shut this fight down. It's a 1v2 situation. He gets one.
There we
gets
go.
the thirst. Can he get the second?
Beautiful scene so far. Damage back done onto S-Power, but can the squad still save it? Ooh, quick shot, Jugs. Got to throw the clip in. Down over the toe. He thought he was slick enough to mantle, but he gets the shot off.
That had to be an accident right there. I mean, I'm sure he had his jump and climb split buttons. Sometimes we have some people combine it, but if you get just a little too close, you get that animation jumping up, and you know he was just like, oh, it's over. And
Just so exposed, no
Yeah.
chance to fight, bro.
Oh, that's so tough. So tough. But you know what? That is great on the side of Godlike. So they take full advantage of it. Now we're seeing the zone pop dead center here as TT Project gonna go ahead and get this ready. He's carrying his teammate there. There you go. He's moving up the hill. Effect. Knocking down Aura here. And Jiggle does have an angle, but they should be able to get to safety. Oh, no fear, never mind. Yeah, no fear on the other end. He's going to go ahead and get his revenge for his teammate there and take out two on the side of TT Project.
Yeah, this is far more awkward now. Trapped back just on the rock side towards the coastline. Ephes cooking the nade, wants to dash that towards No Fear. Too shallow, few more left in the inventory though. They can try and hold him back for at least a few more seconds, but they're the ones that are at panic stations. Hora waiting for the opportunity.
Actually could be a workout for him. Let's see if he's going to climb that hill. And it looks like he's trying to find the angle. He does. Here we go. Now they have two different angles they can actually fight this from. Evius just says, now I'm jumping down with my teammate. 2v1 situation, but can't hit the shots. And now No Fear is at the advantage. Never mind. He shuts him down.
Woo. A nail-biting fight on that one. They can at least recover, still have 3 of their players alive for Hora as well and build off the back of this. And that's 8 Elim points they've racked up, leading the lobby right now.
That's the worst case scenario for this lobby because that's really like the only slot that's available there for Godlike are looking to close the door here nice and early, saying, you know what, if you want to try to get into the finals, you're going to need to win at least a couple games because we got such a point lead. And that is how you start it there. 8 eliminations, full squad up. It's looking good for the side of Godlike. Sky, run for your life. Drive. Keep that one.
Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? On the bridge, getting Elims, but that's where he is.
He was looking right at the Sky there, and that is Aura. Now we're gonna look at No Fear, get thirsted. Young Galacticos gonna actually get into this next game as the circle shifts up to the north side now. They are in the blue. This is still stage 3. They can eat a little bit of this circle for now, but it's time to finally find out where that next spot's gonna be.
It's a bit more uncomfortable for Hora then, as they do get away with only that duo, and this could potentially be an even more uncomfortable entry back over towards the zone as they've got to bypass Alpha 7. Vision onto them. Ravo jumps out the vehicle. Good shot from range, consistent with the orb to shut down another one, and only Jiggle gets out. 9 elims might be where they reach and end this one.
Man, this whole tournament has been so chaotic. You want to avoid the survival stage at all costs. Yeah, it's 6 teams out of 16 moving on from that stage. Still, though, I mean, you do not want to be put in that situation. I'm talking to you, Alpha 7. Meanwhile, Team Vitality getting into it with 7-2-1 GS. They do end up having one player knocked. Team Vitality, so strong yesterday. Gonna go out early here. They do get 4 eliminations, but like I said, they can do whatever the heck they want today.
Yeah, this is a quiet one for them. They've already done the hard part. Fair play, though, mate. On the other side of the spectrum, right? Yes, Vitality, our top dogs, they're out. But look who's climbing up from the depths. This is now 11 eliminations they've picked up, getting over the safety of the threshold so far, Jukes. Maintain this, you could save your tournament.
Absolutely. I mean, that is a perfect start on the side of 7-2-1 GS. And considering that it's in Rondo, right? The chance to really make up for a bad day one, and they're doing it, right? I mean, double-digit eliminations. Now it's all about just getting into that end game. So I want to see them get themselves in a good, solid ETSH, Hustlers crew. All right, Dopeness have not done anything.
Down to just the solo. Couple elims, sure, but it's been quiet outside of that. And that was the third-party fight that opened things up to allow them to collapse onto it. The replay here is when Dopeness lost a lot of their members up against Vitality. I'm curious, Jukes, as well. I think mechanically yesterday we saw Alpha 7 look very good in terms of how they were approaching the game, but they never had any luck on their side.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I was saying. You know, I was looking at their numbers for the past 2 international tournaments. They were getting tons of eliminations and like 0 placement points. Very, very low on that end. And so I want to see them get into finally some late games and show what they can do.
Yeah.
It's just been so difficult lately, especially when you have a few teams just do something so insane, right? It's wild to see what happened yesterday. But today's a new day. Another team that I want to see make something happen is Tianba, right? I expected a lot from this squad. And now they are still very far down the leaderboard. You can see them pushing into that circle from the south side. Let's see if they can make it up here in Rondo.
For Alpha 7, their eyes might be lighting up off the back of the recall for Dopeness. They're all parachuting back in relatively close by. Could be a chance for those 3 to fight with the arena in close proximity, but Tianba are in the move, back in towards the zone. Godlike not far out with Manya. Just up on the ridge side there, supported by the rest of the crew. It was a bumpy early game on their rotation path.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it worked out well for them, especially considering that they were pretty late. But, you know, that's the way this game works. Sometimes those circles just shift and the fights happen in such a perfect way where you're able to sneak your way into zone pretty clear. It doesn't happen often, so when it does, you got to take advantage of it. And it's no better place to happen, honestly. 39 points.
It's all about the
skill shine, and I mean, I would not be shocked.
72-1 GS as well. Still looking to see if they can squeeze any more points out of this one. Dopeness taking the hits onto Alpha 7. A bit of a back and forth already. Ravo looking to close the gap as he drives by. Good control. Switching seats and hitting shots. As he puts them down.
Them Revo jerseys, the man, the myth, the legend is here, and he is putting in some work. This is what we needed to see from A7. 8 eliminations so far. You're right, yeah, Carrillo did get taken out, but for 8 elims, that is a sacrifice that you got to be willing to take. But job's not done yet. Still a lot more work if you want to make it straight to those finals, and they do get a nice knock there onto Mormon.
Alpha 7. Looking like they're starting to hit that high tempo. caught whiff of E-Arena further back and take pot shots onto them. Meanwhile, before the zone moves, you can see Ida took a few shots over the Hustler crew, and that's the crunch in, Jukes.
That's the crunch in that's going to make things interesting. The circle goes to the north side. That's huge on the side of Godlike right here. A perfect zone shift for them. Taking a look there at the leaderboards so far. This is the problem, though, right? I mean, we were so hype about Alpha 7. 9 eliminations. This is a great game, right? The problem is that you're hunting down 5th place. Godlike have 8. So you've only closed that gap by 1 point so far.
Try as they might, there's still so much more to do. And even then, during the map feed, we could see like they were getting consistent damage back over to E-Arena, so they're not giving up any of this fight. They're still looking like they want to try. They know the win condition, Jukes.
Yeah. This is the problem, though, right? If you don't have a great day 1, you could have a good, solid day 2, but it could be too late, right? Especially if you see consistency from those top 5 teams. They're going to keep on pushing that point threshold even further and further beyond. So for Alpha 7, if you want to catch up to top 5, yeah, the 10-point game isn't going to be enough. You're going to need a 20 to try and close that gap. So they still are in this game with 3 players up. The problem is that Godlike is as well, and so is every team that really matters, because Vitality, no one catching them. They can go out early. But for everybody else still here, it's going to make things interesting.
72-1 GS going in on Alpha 7. They got an opening knock. They want to try and capitalize off it, Jukes. They've swung rounds. That's 1 tag back over, but it doesn't look like it's going well from the elimination feed right now. This could be the downfall of Alpha 7. Seems like it's just a solo remaining, trying to hold on to it. This is the POV.
There we go. We got it now. You can see Guizhou trying to get some shots down range, shooting, busting some vehicles here all over the place, but he gets put in a blender. E-Arena, they heard that fight happen, and they came to disrupt it, and they definitely did. But now Young Galactico said, oh, you want some of that action? We'll take some of that as well, and they take him out.
Cleanup crew plays. Goodbye, E-Arena. See you later, Alpha 7. Meanwhile, Godlike have been battling versus ETSH. It's all kicking